When you think of foreign aid, you probably imagine feeding the hungry, rebuilding after disasters, and helping struggling nations. But what if I told you that much of that aid never actually helps the people who need it most? Today, we're diving into the dark side of USAID, America's largest international aid agency, and exposing how it often fails, wastes money, and even fuels corruption. Stick around because this is a story you won't hear from mainstream media. USAID controls billions of taxpayer dollars. In 2023 alone, its budget was over $29 billion. Sounds like a good thing, right? More money means more help. But here's the problem. A huge chunk of that money never reaches the people who need it. Instead, it gets eaten up by government bureaucracy, high-paid contractors, and expensive administrative costs. In some cases, as little as 10 cents of every aid dollar actually makes it to the intended communities. So where does the rest go? Big companies and contractors, many of them based in Washington, D.C., win huge contracts to manage USAID projects. And guess what? They make millions while poor communities barely see results. One of the biggest problems with USAID? It funds corrupt governments. Over the years, USAID has sent billions of dollars to countries with horrific human rights records and rampant corruption. Just look at Afghanistan. Before the Taliban takeover, USAID poured over $17 billion into the country. But reports found that much of that money was lost to fraud, bribes, and misuse. In some cases, warlords and corrupt officials used USAID funds to enrich themselves instead of helping their people. This isn't just Afghanistan. USAID has funneled money into dictatorships across Africa, Latin America, and the Middle East, propping up regimes instead of empowering people. USAID isn't just about helping people. It's also a political tool for US foreign policy. Time and time again, USAID has been accused of funding political opposition movements, meddling in foreign elections, and helping engineer regime changes. Take Cuba, for example. USAID spent millions funding secret programs to destabilize the government and influence Cuban youth. In Venezuela, USAID has been accused of using humanitarian aid as a front for political intervention, backing opposition leaders instead of focusing on actual relief efforts. This pattern repeats over and over. USAID often prioritizes US political interests over real humanitarian aid. Even when USAID's intentions are good, its projects often fail. One infamous example: Haiti. After the 2010 earthquake, USAID promised billions to rebuild Haiti. But instead of helping Haitians, most of the money went to US contractors and foreign NGOs. The result? Failed housing projects, broken infrastructure, and displaced communities still waiting for help over a decade later. Then there's agriculture aid, which often does more harm than good. USAID floods developing markets with free or subsidized American food, crushing local farmers who can't compete. So instead of helping countries become self-sufficient, USAID makes them more dependent on US aid. So is USAID really about helping people? Or is it a bloated bureaucracy that wastes billions, props up corrupt governments, and pushes political agendas? Some argue that USAID should be completely reformed to ensure transparency and real impact. Others say it should be shut down altogether, letting local communities take control of their own development. What do you think? Should the US continue funding USAID? Or is it time to rethink foreign aid? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video eye-opening, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a deep dive like this one. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.